Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to RICATest.com, the official RICA test prep site for the RICA test and the best way to pass the new RICA test. We are creating this video to give you insight, a view of what our study guide looks like, because we believe that you should see and know what you're getting before you get it. So as you can see, this is the front page of our RICA Subtest 1 study guide. It begins with an introduction and lays out the expectations and the format as well as the structure of the Subtest 1. For example, in Subtest 1, it is covering Domain 2, which is word analysis, and Domain 3, which is fluency. There's approximately 35 multiple choice questions, and then there are 2 essay questions. And to provide you with the best possible way to study and pass this exam, we have divided up this study guide into 3 sections. The first section I'll show you right now. Here is the RICA Subtest 1 study guide questions that present you with practical questions that you will see on the RICA test. Now, what I want to do is show you question number 11. Let's begin with that. It says, describe phonics, including what it is, the importance of it in reading development, which words are taught as sight words, how to teach it, how to assess it, and how to differentiate instruction for it. Now, everyone, there are 3 things you need to know to pass the RICA test about all of the different domains and the competencies, and that is what it is, how do you teach it, which is instructional strategies, and how do you assess it. And we break all of this down for all of the competencies, which for Subtest 1 inside Domain 2 include word analysis, which are phonological and phonemic awareness, concepts about print, letter recognition, and the alphabetic principle, phonics and sight words, syllabic analysis, structural analysis, and orthographic knowledge, all about word analysis. For Domain 3, that's all about fluency and the factors that affect the development of reading fluency for our students. Next, I'm going to show you an example answer for this number 11 so you get a gist of what you'll get in our study guide. Here we are at the answer for number 11, and as you can see, we begin at the very starting point. What is it? Remember, we're talking about phonics. Phonics is the instruction to teach children the correct sound to symbol relationships in the English language. But you not only need to know the definition, of course, you need to know the placement within reading development that this competency, this example phonics, is within. So let's go check out the next bullet point, and it says, knowledge of phonics aids students with more smooth and accurate word identification, which increases reading fluency that helps reading comprehension. So you not only need to know about the competency here, phonics, but you need to know where in the system of reading development that the competency is in. And there we help you know that. Now, the next bullet point goes more into depth about what phonics is. For example, sight words, high frequency words, irregularly spelt words, words that children want to know, like dinosaur, as well as words that are introduced in content areas such as history and science. Now, the most important part in all of this is this next section here, which is the instructional strategy that you need to know in order to pass your essay and or case study section of your RICA test. Again, it's the instructional strategy, which means how to teach it. In this case, phonics, you use whole to part instruction. But what I really like about this study guide is that we not only give you the answer, but we present you with step-by-step how to do it, so that if you recreate this study guide in your case study or essay, you will absolutely pass. We give you each step-by-step instruction for how to teach whole to part instruction. Now let's have a look at it. The first step is that teacher writes sentences on board, each having common element underlined. Teacher and students read each sentence aloud. Next, students read aloud underlined words. Target language, so if we're focusing on words with SH like shoe and show, that's what we'll be focusing on in our lesson. Then the teacher circles that target language and the students make the sound sh, shoe, sh, show. Finally, the teacher and student repeat with other example sentences. So you need to know how to present the instructional strategies based off problems that students are having in their reading journey. But then there's still more, and we give that to you. It's how to assess it. And for phonics, you assess beginning in isolation and you finish in context. So in isolation, that's when the teacher presents the student with a list of words with the common element. Let's keep with that example of SH, and the student reads the words. Now in context, which is the most important but also most difficult, the teacher presents the student with a 2 to 3 paragraph passage and asks students to read. The teacher listens for miscues and notes patterns. Now everyone, what I really want you to do is pay particular attention to this last sentence, because in your case study particularly, it's going to be very important that you explain and show to the person who's marking your exam what the teacher is doing during the instructional strategy, as well as what the student is doing in this process too, and that's what will get you the extra points so that you pass your test. There's one last section. It's very much covered in all of the essay parts. Again, we nail it for you, give you all the information, and that is how to differentiate this competency, again here, phonics, for struggling readers, English learners, and then advanced learners. But we go through instructional strategies, how to present for struggling readers, for English learners, and then also for advanced learners. This is everything that you need to know in a very clear and concise way to read it. Absolutely no fluff. Now, the last and third final section that I'm going to present to you in this video is the essay section for the subtest 1 that you'll get with this study guide. Okay, everyone, here we are at the essay questions section for Subtest 1 study guide. Again, we lay out what the expectation is so that you understand what you're going to be getting when it's test day. And Subtest 1 includes 2 essays, which are also called constructed response questions, that you're going to be asked to compose a 150 to 300 word written response for domain 2. Remember, that is word analysis. And then also a 75 to 125 word written response for domain 3, remember, which is fluency. Now, the biggest part here that I really like is that we have broken up all of the different competencies so that you know which reading strategies a student might need. Now, in your RICA test, that will give you a weakness that the student is having. For example, they'll say something like, Billy is having a difficult time identifying how many words are in a sentence. And it is your job as a professional teacher, going to be teacher, that you can show them what to do, which is the instructional strategy, and then also the benefit of this instructional strategy for the students' learning outcomes so that they continue to improve their reading throughout this year. Now, if a student is having a difficult time identifying how many words are in a sentence, then the thing to do is to build word analysis skills. Again, we give it step by step. We not only tell you that it's word analysis skills that need to be built, but how to do it so that if you remember this and you put it down on your test, you will be good to go. Everyone, there are many of these difficulties that students have with reading, and we present you with all of the solutions that you need to know to cover and pass your RICA test. If you found this helpful, please give the video a thumbs up. I highly recommend taking the time to get the study guide now so that you don't have to retest. You don't want to do that. Nail it the first time, use the study guide, and if it helped you, share that with us. All right, everyone, that's it. I appreciate your time. And don't forget that the link to the study guide is in the description below.